Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome to the Rec Room Theater Department panel. If you're able to hear everyone, if you're able to see everyone, if you're able to see the slideshow, that's not supposed to be on there. If you're seeing the slideshow, can you just go ahead and type in your watch chat? That's when you look at your wrist with your watch, look at your watch hands, turn that over, and just type in if you can see us, if everything is working properly, and we will get started momentarily.
Yeah, we got some people.
2.
All right.
Beautiful.
3.
Shining orange, no! Not allowed.
All right,
Bad.
cool.
Very bad.
We're just waiting. We're just going to let some people in,
Hello, peeps.
and we will get started momentarily.
Nice, nice, nice. Let's get the
Who
gang
watched
in
the
here,
reservation?
people. Invite your friends, guys. We want everyone to know about this. This is so much fun.
Yeah.
It's gonna be real cool. We have
Hello,
some
friend.
big stuff for today.
Yeah, we
we
have
got
some
some
huge.
cool
We
stuff
got
going
some
on.
big stuff coming in today. So, feel free to invite your friends. Just get more people in here, and we are going to get started.
Yeah, if you're in this lobby with us, with Zoran, for example, then don't invite your friends. Only invite Rec Room Theatre Department members, because exclusive lobbies.
There's
And
multiple
if you
lobbies.
join the club, you
Cross
might be able
that.
to join it next year.
Yay! Yeah.
Yay!
The main trains.
Alrighty. So, are we ready to get started?
I think we're ready.
Can everyone see
All
this
right,
share
hello
screen?
everybody.
Oh.
Welcome to the Rec Room Theater Department, Advancements in VR Theater and How You Can Get Started. This is a panel all about theater, musical theater in Rec Room, and how the panel is going to work is we are going to be talking a little bit about how we do things, how our organization does things, things we've done, and in addition, we will also be talking about how you can do your own individual things, whether it be starting a VR theater group, getting connected with one, or just trying to get into the acting or technical aspects of VR theater. So first off, we are going to go ahead and get started with who are we? So my name is Soundwave. I am one of the owners of the Rec Room Theater Department. I am the acting director. I plan a lot of our events, including planning some of our musicals, some of the shows we do, other things like that. Give me a second. I'm just going to turn off my watch notifications. So I do a lot of things behind the scenes, as well as directing our actors who are doing stuff on stage and participating in stuff like that. So Airline, how about you introduce everyone? And why are you having a body
Yourself.
pillow of me?
Not
I
everyone,
didn't
just yourself.
consent to that.
Okay. No, he's not. He's never consented. So hello there. I am Airline Guy. I am the oldest member of Rec Room Theater Department. This is our little boy. It's Soundwave over there.
The boy.
We have a body pillow of him because he's
The
cute.
boy.
And we like cuteness. He's real cute. We like him. I am also the technical director. I manage the technical side of the theater department, which means that I help with planning the lighting. I help with all the sets. I do the designs, like that
Poster.
British person outline you see up there. And yeah, that's who I am.
All right, Naz, who are you?
Cool, what's up guys? I'm another acting director. I also help behind the scenes. This is my actually first musical that I'm choreographing, so we're doing Sweeney Todd right now. And, should I not have said that? I don't know. And I am the main character and also the choreographer
You'll
for the
hear
first
about it
act.
later. You'll hear about it
You'll hear about it
momentarily.
later, yeah. So, I also do acting classes every Friday, which have stopped for a little bit. They're going to pick up next week. And next week it's going to be about acting in real life on, like, movie sets and cool stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, no, we already talked about Airline. KK, who are you? Why are you here?
Yeah. Does take hours.
Suffer. All right. And he also does a lot of our filming things. For example, right now, he is filming and live streaming our panel. So, with... Yes. Wait, what? You forgot to press
I'm
start
saying.
what? Okay. Yes.
I'm sorry,
Airline.
what'd you say?
Airline, yes.
Also on top of Couch Potato, we have someone up there called Panda. He started helping us recently with circuits. He's done all the circuits
They
in
won't
the
see
new
me.
lobby along with me, and he's gonna help us do
Yeah.
some following tech and some pretty
Yeah.
cool stuff that we'll
Yeah.
talk about later.
Unfortunately,
All
the
right.
people in...
Yeah.
I was going to say people in
if you're in a
Overlap can't
broadcast
see them.
instance, yeah, you won't be able to see him.
Yeah.
But how about we get started with Airline? And Airline, how about we talk about RRTD's early history and how we came to
Whoa.
be?
God. Okay, so first off, can any of you see the share screen?
Are
That is
y'all able to
important.
see the share screen? Can
Yes,
y'all
we can, yes,
see
yeah.
it? Can
I
you
wanna
put in
say
your watch
yes if you
chat
can
if
see
you're
the
able to
screen.
see it? If you can, please type yes. We need you. We need you. Yes.
Okay, we got some
yes.
yeses. Yes.
Good.
Yes. Oh.
Yes. One no.
Apparently you lied
So-
to me. Everyone
Yes.
just say yes though.
Okay.
People are
Okay,
trolling,
cool.
it's fine.
Okay, so Rec
And if
Room-
you're seriously not able to see it, please restart
Switch
your game.
servers. That works.
Alright, go ahead.
We'll just switch servers.
Okay, so Rec Room Theater Department dates back to 2020, when we did the Hamilton Project, which was the first ever musical in Rec Room, or first ever dance and design fan production in Rec Room, as we call them, because we aren't technically singing, it's dance and design, but I'm not going into that. It started teaching us, or specifically me, how to choreograph and how to design. It was the very first time I've ever seen in a Rec Room, the very first time I've ever tried to do that type of thing, so everything was a bit sketchy. Everything did not work particularly well. It was all, it didn't function well, but it did teach us all the basics that we still use today. It was the first of the 4 iterations on our tech board. Our tech board is like this little panel with buttons on it that we can use to control lighting, set, etc. Over the years, that tech board has gotten really complex, and it allows
And you'll
us to
see
control
you'll
every
see
yeah.
examples later. Trust me, it is very complex.
Yeah,
It
it's too
allows
much.
us to control, yes. It allows us to control every aspect of our shows and allow us to do just phenomenal lighting that allows our actors to truly
Yeah.
shine, both literally and metaphorically.
Ha ha ha. Shine. Very punny. Alright. So let's get into part 2 of it and how Lightning
So,
Thief
Ah.
came to be.
Yeah, so the Lightning Thief was the second show I ever attempted. It never went live for lots of reasons. It was an utter failure. Ignore my speech. So, but it did teach us more about how to run, organize, and design. From the Hamilton project to the Lightning Thief, there was huge changes in how we went about designing sets and how we went about doing circuitry. It was the second iteration of our tech board, and it was a lot more complex. To today's standards, it looks horrible, and it is horrible to today's standards, but at the time, it was amazing. We loved it. Yeah, so you can actually start seeing some basic iterations of our tech board with all the little CV1 wires there. And you can start seeing, and you can see the original designs we had with the Hamilton poster, which we've actually have replaced by this point, and you can see it at the 4th room of the club section in Booth.
Yeah. Airline, how about you talk about the Rec Room Theater Department? It wasn't originally called the Rec Room Theater Department,
No,
was it?
it was not. So originally, the first name we had was the Rec Theater. That name stretched from 2020 to January of 2021, and that group is still us today, but it was under different management. It was mainly under me alone, because everyone else had left from the Hamilton project, so I was managing it, and over time, in early 2021, me and Samuel started talking after the first RecCon, and we decided that we want to do theater together, and actually
And
create
speaking
a more...
of that, the forming of RRTD.
Wow, okay. So,
It's already on
yeah,
there.
this was really cool.
Yeah.
So, we'll go over who each of these people are in a moment, So, I want to go over something because this connects back to later, and you'll see why. I'm not going to explain it. But we started a new Discord, which the link should be in the back somewhere, I think. And we made a new
Yeah.
lobby. Our original lobby was not great looking. It didn't have a lot of functionality. It was just base.
Hmm.
It was just basic. It needed to be replaced. So in 2021,
Yeah.
we replaced it with the one that, as of this moment, is currently in use. Um,
Yes.
and then as well, we brought on new staff like the wonderful Naz. I'm gonna give head pats to. And then Soundwave, and then Zoran, which is in all instances right there, but he is
Yeah,
our
he's here in our office.
STD, which is Student Tech Director.
No, we didn't agree.
Shut up, Alan!
Basically, Zoran, before Airline goes crazy, Zoran is our, we call him he's kind of undergoing training to become a technical director, but he is the stage manager for our productions, which basically means he is in charge of overseeing all technical aspects that are currently running during the show. So with that out of the way, I think now would be a good segue into the success of Hadestown. Now, what is Hadestown, you might be asking? Well, Hadestown was a 2019 Broadway musical, and the Rec Room Theater Department... Shh! The Rec Room Theater Department... Turn off your watch. The Rec Room Theater Department hosted productions of Hadestown. We started around May or June of last year, and we ran until about mid-September. Now, what was so interesting about Hadestown is this was the first, I guess you could say, successful and actual decent quality production of the Rec Room Theater Department that we did. We had a cast of about 15 or so people, tech and actors included. And regarding Hadestown, it contains some of the most advanced technical aspects of Rec Room to date. In the past. There were a lot of moving aspects. There were turntables. There was an elevator. At one point, the set literally split open, and all of that we were able to bring into Rec Room. The biggest thing I can emphasize as to why we were so successful on Hadestown, and this is some advice I would like to give to people listening or watching who are considering what they should do for getting a cast of people or running a cast or something like that. That cast of Hadestown was one of the most dedicated and one of the most just ambitious groups of people that I've worked with. The cast of Hadestown were the people who brought the show to life and made it so successful. We had people taking time out of their day to attend rehearsals. We had people putting in work and just putting a lot of thought into their character to make sure the show was the best it could have been. And Naz was an actor on Hadestown, and when I finish up soon, I'll give them an opportunity to talk about it from an actor's perspective. But what we did with Hadestown allowed us to perform in front of multiple devs and Rec Room staff members. This included Delco, Star Centurion, a couple other people, a name that might be familiar with theater geeks out there in the Rec Room scene is I Kill Pigeons. And our opening night, one of our attendees was Pow, which was really cool. But after we started performing for staff members and stuff like that, in addition to that, we had a couple hundred attendees, and I'd say the visits in our performance room averaged to about, after all productions stopped, we got to about 1.6 thousand people who were able to see the show, or maybe 1,000 or so. It was honestly hard to count because you need to take into consideration the actors and all of that. Yes, Airline, you're raising your hand.
So, also on our website, which is once again back there, if you type in that link, you will be sent to our main page. On the main page, are actually the video link to Hadestown. That video currently has, I believe, 4.1 thousand views on YouTube, which is just absolutely
Really?
amazing
I
to
didn't
see
even know
how even it's absolutely amazing to see how even the people who aren't able to see the shows live and in person are still able to see it. up on YouTube, and we hope to continue that tradition.
Yes, Naz, how would you like to talk about it
Yes.
from the perspective of an actor in Hades Town?
Right.
Because we're the
Well,
owners.
yes, we are the owners.
You are too.
But at this time, at the Hadestown time of the Rec Room Theatre Department, I was not an owner. I was just a simple budding little actor wanting to do some good in the theatre community in Rec Room because I was like, this is fun. Why not? And it was really fun, honestly, being an actor and going in, seeing the same people, having laughs, and focusing on like a musical, which actually at first I didn't like. But then listening to it over and over again kind of helped me like it. So obviously I love it now. Thanks for that, by the way. But yeah, no, it's lots of fun with the consistency and the same people, like seeing the same people every couple of days. It's great because then you get close relationships with them and it's just so much more fun to perform with them. Especially
Yeah,
if you make
builds
like
a sense
personal
of
connections to people. Yeah. For
Yeah.
example, I don't think I should be bringing this up, but I'm going to anyway. So I played Persephone in the musical, and I dated the guy who played Hades. I'm not going to name names because that's just a bit weird. But I dated the guy who played Hades, which also did help our relationship in the musical a lot because then we were like a lot closer. We shouldn't be close as Hades and Persephone, but we were really close as Hades and Persephone, and
Now we are
that
not
really helped because then we
suggesting
could.
that you should date your scene
No.
partners. Do
Do
not
not
take
date
that
them.
into consideration.
But what I'm trying
can
to say
ship
here
them.
is make good relationships with your scene partners, people who you're going to work with quite a bit, and then it'll go so much better on stage.
Yeah,
That's what
and
I
we'll
learned.
we'll go a bit more in depth into that a little later when we get into how to run your own stuff. But with Hades Town, there was a lot of things, a lot of different aspects that came together, and of course there were a few bumps and bad stuff along the way. But overall, we were able to push through. We were able to get all these sort of different aspects together, compiled, and it led to a very, very successful product. Does anyone have anything else to add? Anything?
Well,
KK shouldn't be talking because he wasn't
I-
even in Hades Town, so.
no, he was not. He was out later. So
He
I'm
was
gonna
not,
add stuff.
no.
So
Yeah.
our Hades Town stage, as you can see there, is the most complicated, or is the. It's not the most complicated. It was absolutely amazing to do, and all the stuff we had to do for it was groundbreaking at the time. I'm gonna fly now. They fly now.
Yeah,
I'm
just
so
don't fly
sorry.
off the stage just in
Um,
case. You want to be
yeah.
careful.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is our tech board from Hades Town.
Whoa.
Like I said, this is the third iteration of our tech board. So this is tech board with unlike anything else we ever done. Although you can't really see it, we had settings for the stage lighting, for the fog lighting, for the different positions of each turntable, which are these 6 arrows. Different positions for each lighting for different people. This is our tech crew over there. You can actually see our heads-up display of whether the lights are on and off. For here, we had a basic stage, and this stage, like Soundwave said, would split about here and go off, and then this side would go off, leaving an open chasm on either side that people could walk up and through. We also had this, which is a pit, which would rise up and rise down, as well as it could spin in whatever direction or speed we wanted it to, which helped a lot with just the storytelling of the show. We also learned how to do a lot of transitions on stage that we had never thought of. For example, behind this piano here, you can't really tell it's piano, but behind it there was a button that an actor could press, and it would allow them to equip a
It would
costume on stage
change.
quite quickly.
It would change into a costume similar to what's to the right of me. This is one of our
Yes.
Orpheus costumes.
Yeah, and that is quite
Yes.
old at this point, but we still love it.
Yeah.
So another thing we had
We love obviously being there.
there's actually two small things I'm going to go over before we go
Let me see.
forward in this. So the first one is the fact that during a song in the later end of the show, we had an activity that we performed that we called Orpheus Ping Pong, where the actor would kind of get shoved along stage and like ping-ponged around but from the different people. So at one point of that, the actor would kind of do like a slide into home base where he would slide into the side and grab a costume button, which would help tell the onstage story well,
lotion.
because it would equip a costume to his face and make him look beat up and injured as he
He got
struggled
bloody.
back on stage. Yeah. Orpheus Ping Pong is not a safe activity. We do not condone it. Please do not do it with your friends.
Please do not push your friends. That is called assault. Don't do it.
Yes. The last thing I want to go over is a tradition that we've been keeping up, and when we go over our music video, I might be able to point some of this out. but we have something that we do where we like to hyper detail a very specific portion of the stage, just because it's something we do. We don't know why, we just do it. So like for this
What do
show,
you
we
mean
had our
we?
stairs,
It's you.
which it is entirely out of me. But in this show we had our staircase, which is just insanely hyper detailed. It's still one of my favorite things I've ever made. But each stair had, and how many? Each stair had about 12 objects attached to it, I think. And,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
there was quite a few stairs, and it took up like 12, 13% of the room. Um,
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
and we still did, we had 2 acts and it was amazing. But it's a tradition we've
Yeah.
kept up and we love so much to be able
Yeah.
to hyper
And
detail something and
one
truly show off our
one thing we
abilities.
did, and one thing we still continue to do, is we split our sets. There we have an Act 1 set and an Act 2 set. This saves ink, but it also allows actors and crew to be able to transition, make sure they're all ready, maybe get a water break or something like that, and then go right back into the show. And the separating rooms definitely helped a lot in a lot of things we did. Does anyone else have anything else to add, or are we ready to move on?
Yeah.
All right, we are ready to move on to one of the things we are working on next, and that is our newest, truest, greatest, latest production called Sweeney Todd, which is the 1980 something old timey Stephen Sondheim. soon, TBA. But what's the difference? What's the difference between Hadestown and Sweeney Todd? Well, this year, for this production, we are bringing back some of our old Rec Room Theater Department actors, some of the people who did Hadestown. But in addition, we're also adding a lot of new members to our cast. And it's it's a really good thing when you add new people because it gives them an opportunity to be able to kind of form their acting abilities, and we have a good mix of old and new actors. It is the 4th iteration of our tech board, and this is the most advanced tech board we have to date. Um, it took KK 3 months to build, and we're still actively working on it to this day. Um, and there are a lot of moving pieces and parts to this production. There is a larger cast, so we had about 15 in Hadestown. We have about, I'd say around 20 for this production, and that's because it's a larger production, more people, as well as more techies. That's what I call people who do the technical side of things. And performances are coming soon. We will announce the dates in due time. We are still trying to figure that out, but it's being worked on. Our cast is incredible. We are really excited to do this production because as we were starting to plan it, the announcement of Stephen Sondheim's death came to be, and one of the greatest musical theater composers to date. So when we do start performances, all performances are going to be dedicated to Stephen Sondheim. It's a really cool, really cool production. We're very excited to do it. Our poster is in the bottom left corner. That's the poster for our show. But in addition, our poster is also on the left wall here. And it's not that color. It doesn't look that weird. Don't worry about it. But if you want to see the production, if you want to see what it's about, if you want to learn about a murderous barber, well, my friends, come on over. Does anyone have anything they want to talk about?
So many things.
Airline, go ahead.
I'm gonna start going. I'm gonna fly up again. That's cool. So first off, this is all posted. This is entirely made into Rec Room. as you can see as we go through all Morpheus constantly, which is older. You can tell the quality difference between that and something like this and how it's evolved. For a stage, like for this poster, that actually is a
Oh, wait, no,
no, it's
you're still
fine.
talking
It's
about
fine.
it.
It's fine. Um, but yeah, our standards grew. You can see even for the set, everything looks a bit more pristine and more like how a show should look. Um, a little logo there, which is also, you can tell the higher quality than our previous shows. If you want to go into the next image slide, that's fine.
Yep.
There's actually some stuff on there that I would love to talk about. So in our room, in our stage, we have this razor, and what the actor can do is essentially open it and then close the razor. Please. We can open and close the razor. The actor can in their hand to extend it or not extend it, which is really good for storytelling and just engages the audience in just that more of a way. And here you can also see the lighting and how we can modulate pretty much how we can modulate each district of the stage that we've assigned, which is we love and is amazing and allows us to do so much more complex stuff. Another crowning thing on our stage that we love is the fact of this chair. It doesn't look like much, but essentially what it can do is from our tech board, we can press a button and the chair will lower back, sending the person down a ramp. And then from there, based upon tech board, we can send people to different locations on the stage when they go down the ramp in the chair, which allows us to do more storytelling like we said. You have to see the show in order to understand it, but some of you might. The next thing is our costumes and our props. This is not the full set and we're still upgrading, but it's expanded massively in what we can do and how we've learned how to do stuff. And we hope that we can just continue upgrading and doing more.
Yeah. Naz, do you have anything to add?
That's a lot of pressure, Soundwave. I was not prepared for this. No, yeah. So, obviously being an actor of both Hadestown and Sweeney Todd, I can agree the sets have completely upgraded. I've already obviously told you upgrades that need to happen to both. He never listens, it's fine. But no, obviously they all need updating because it's, I mean, it needs fixing, my guy. Everything needs fixing. Rec Room needs fixing. But no, yeah, it's a good set, and so far it's been fun. It has been really fun
Yeah.
to rehearse and to choreograph all like my beautiful actors. I
Whoa!
I got
Naz, where'd you
destroyed.
go?
I got. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. But
Oh.
yes, I went to the back rooms.
But
pressing
one
the
thing about
buttons.
Naz that we forgot to mention is they were the choreographer for all of Act 1 in Sweeney Todd. They are responsible for literally telling actors everything for Act 1, and they did a really good job of it, and we are currently working on Act 2. KK, what do you want to say regarding Sweeney Todd? We have a tech slide, but we do not have like a specific slide about Tech Booth and Sweeney Todd now.
He's thinking about it.
With quietness.
He's thinking real hard. There we go.
Yeah.
I mean, it will, for sure, yeah.
It will, yeah. And with CV2, I mean, it's constantly being updated, constantly being changed, and we are we try to go along with that the best we can. So if a new feature is integrated that could possibly help us, and it's not likely it's going to be changed, we tend to kind of work with that.
Yeah.
Does anyone have any final thoughts about Sweeney Todd? Anything about this that
Come watch it.
they might people?
It'll be, uh,
If you
what
like
was I about
murder
to
and
say?
pie, if you like murder and pie, this is the musical for you.
I was trying to figure that line from Act 2,
Um,
but I completely forgot it, so never mind.
Yeah,
Carry on.
yeah. Well, all right.
our hands are
Um,
complete again.
Hmm?
what? Never mind. Anyways, I don't know what they're doing over there, but Sweeney Todd is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to have a lot of really advanced aspects, and we're aiming for this to be one of the most slash more interesting and technically and acting advanced in Rec Room Theater, in the Rec Room Theater scene. It's honestly one thing we try to pride ourselves in our department a lot is trying to bring realistic productions to Rec Room, in which stuff that you might actually expect to see on Broadway into Rec Room. And I'm not throwing shade on other organizations, but they don't necessarily try to have everything as carefully planned out or as lined up as we do.
Our
And that's one of the things we pride ourselves in.
yeah,
But
our shows. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Our shows on like this is something I probably should have talked about earlier. But our shows on like most things in Rec Room have quite a large production period, normally
Hmm.
of 3 to 4 months. Our current Sweeney Todd one, I've been working on the set a little since February, and then acting started in June, I believe, and is
Hmm.
currently almost October, and
Almost
we're still
October, yeah.
working on it, figuring out and cool.
yeah, there are a lot of things that are kind of throwing it's kind of slowing things down, and we'll get into more things about planning your own productions as to how things might get a little iffy at times. And what slide is next? Yes, our most recent music
Lovely.
video, but we'll cover acting aspects for your own individual shows, productions in a little bit. Airline, do you want to
Yeah.
briefly talk about our most recent music video, the thing that we published
So
on our YouTube for the contest?
yeah, so we did this for the Rec Room video contest recently. We had 6 brand new sets that we created for this room. We're really proud of how everything looked and how it turned out. Um, this was a big step for us in teaching each other how to organize and plan our shows. We didn't
Yeah.
have the best schedule for this one, and everything was a bit in havoc at different points. So
Yeah. What?
yeah. So
Yes,
what
very
am I
true.
doing? Yeah. Yeah. It was,
Yeah.
yeah.
The
It was
issue
a
is
opposing.
what we learned from doing that was to plan it out. What we were doing is we were saying, "Oh, we're just going to cram in filming all into one day." That does not work, people. Do not try and cram filming into one day.
Or acting
Um
or anything.
yeah, and so like yeah, just plan things out, people, and don't expect to do it all in one day, and that's the main thing we learned. But we did publish it in time. I think we published it like the day before all entries were due. And you're able to check that out, or the day of. Yeah, the day of. Yeah, we published it the day of. But you can check it out on our YouTube page, which is the Rec Room Theater Department.
Find that link
Now,
on the website in the back. Sorry.
yes. Yeah, exactly. So, give me a second. I am checking our itinerary. What's next, everybody? Well, now we are going to talk about how yes, you, random faces in the audience of people I don't know except for a few of you because you're in our productions, But we're going to talk about how you can run your own things, how you can do your own show in Rec Room, and advice from what we learned, as well as things like that. So we're going to talk about acting aspects. We're going to talk about technical aspects. And at the end, if you have any questions about what we do, our own experiences with our department, or you have any questions about how you want to run things, we will have a question segment. So we'll go ahead and start with acting. Now, with acting, one thing I really need to emphasize with Rec Room, you do not have legs. Most of your arm is missing. You do not have necks. And yes, with those limitations on avatars, it makes it hard at times. And we really, if you need to, well, we urge our actors to kind of find ways around these limitations, and how they can kind of, I'll let you talk in a minute, Airline, but kind of how you can adapt to kind of the situation that Rec Room provides. What we also tend to have our actors do is develop their characters, put themselves in the mindset of the character. Kind of think about what their character's motivation are, why they make certain choices. We do a lot of character work with our department. And that's one of the things that sets us apart, because people actually understand their characters. They understand their struggles, their strengths, their weaknesses. Oh my gosh, wow. Naz, feel free to add anything. Ignore that, people. That was
I would love to add some stuff right now.
yeah. Well, we'll let Naz feel free to add something once I'm done. But honestly, kind of just work towards yourself and kind of work towards your character. We urge people a lot to kind of just feel like they are that character, and it does help a lot. And we kind
Yeah,
of
now I want to
what
kill
another.
people.
That's their character. They do not want to actually kill people. Um, but one thing we try to do, at least with our department, is if we have like a couple, or just our scene partner, just partners, we try and get these people, we try and cast the people in positions with others. Stop taking photos, please. We tend to get people who know each other already to be scene partners or to be love interests together and stuff like that. And it drastically helps because they already have a relationship, and it allows them to build on that. And that's something new we iterated in Sweeney Todd, and it definitely helped. Although our Joanna and Anthony actors, those are the love interests in Sweeney Todd. They love, or no, they don't love. They find it very awkward. They have to kiss at one point, and they find it very, very awkward. But
They're like best friends.
they're like best friends, though. So that's kind of why we cast them in that position, because they have chemistry they can work on, or they can work with.
Yeah.
With. We also give actors a physical spot. Yeah. One thing with our stages that we find really interesting that we also added new with Sweeney Todd was we kind of had the stage on a grid system. So let's say oh my gosh, I got sent to the void. I got sent to the void, people.
Because you get unbroadcasted.
Yeah, one cheer equals one prayer. Like, for example, at the front of this stage, there's kind of a line. And let's say this is the wall. This is the wall that separates it. You don't see anything on the front, but on the back half of the wall, we have a set of letters/numbers. And these letters and numbers, we can tell actors, hey, stand at point number 6. You stand over at point number 12, stuff like that. And it really helps with positioning actors, kind of getting them to see where they're going, how they get there. It helps a lot regarding acting and aspects and stuff like that. But I've talked for a while, so Naz, how about you talk about something?
So since we're talking about acting aspects, I'm going to talk about my acting classes that I do with people. So I do this every Friday. I've been on hiatus for a couple weeks. Shameless shit. That. So I've been on hiatus for a few weeks of it. I've had stuff going on with work and stuff. Hopefully I'm going to be back next week. So, obviously, I haven't really introduced myself, so one thing you guys should know about me is that I have done actual performances on stage and on screen. So I have actual history in like the actual acting scene, and obviously I've done it in school, but like, I mean, you guys will probably do that eventually anyway. So so next week I'm hopefully gonna do a class on actually acting on like stage or on screen. I don't know which one yet, so we'll see which one I feel like doing. Um, so
Stage.
about how to actually like change your how you're acting to be like different on stage and on screen. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be really fun. I might just do both in one lesson. I don't know. We'll see. And no, yeah, it is like Sam have said, it's good to get people who are chill with each other to be in roles that are going to be chill with each other. Basically, me and Manatee as the leading roles for Sweeney Todd was a great idea because me and her are just chill. Like we just vibe.
Yeah. Another
Hades
thing.
found it was very similar as well, but it just I don't know. With me and Hades, that was it. That was really it.
Yeah.
Hades Town.
But one thing I do want to add about Rec Room and theater in Rec Room is in theater, a lot of things are you have actors and people at far distances who aren't necessarily able to see like small movements of the hand. So theater is always very just like big and wide and very, very over exaggerated movements. And while we try to keep that, we also try and limit that because Rec Room being Rec Room, like you can have hands clipping into torsos. You can have like hands glitching all throughout. Like your hand can literally, if I throw my hand too fast, it will literally like go halfway across the stage. And we try our best to kind of adapt to those situations where the movements are big and exaggerated, but they're not extremely fast and they don't cause problems. Airline, I noticed you were raising your hand earlier. What about acting would you like to add?
This attaches more to the technical side, but still is part of the acting aspects. So, something in Rec Room, like Simon said much earlier, we don't have arms or necks or legs or eyebrows or a lot of things. We don't have a lot of things that allow normal actors to express themselves. So something that we can do in accordance to the actor's own actions, um, we can use technical elements like lighting color, how lights flash, how different lights in different parts of the stage looks, etc. We can use those to force the actors, or not force the actors, to
No,
force
that's
the
true. That's
audience to
true.
see the actor in a different light, both literally and metaphorically, as it shows them, as the lighting color expresses the different emotions that normally we would not be able to show.
Yeah. Does anyone
Very
have
good.
anything else to add about acting, stuff like that? Or are we good to move on? And by the way, that picture is from Hamilton. Airline
Yes.
decided to add it. I don't.
Actually, quick thing. So,
Yeah.
I added this because it is probably the largest turnout we've had with a show, and we had a lot of people there. So, this is just a quick thing that connects back to earlier. You can see that's a really old stage. It's from 2020. It's not well made. It's old. Um,
And say for example, it doesn't go well. For example, Lightning Thief. Instead of just saying, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna give up," keep pushing because honestly, you will not get anywhere if you give up on the first hurdle. You got to
Yes.
keep pushing through it, and you got
Yes.
to learn what went wrong, pick it up, figure out that aspect, get better at
Hmm.
it, and then push through it. Do another one.
One thing I
even if
will
you're,
add about that.
sorry,
No, it's fine.
sorry.
One thing I will add about that that is very important that a lot of you should know is a lot of these productions in theater and Rec Room, they fail. And it's a sad fact because there's so much creative opportunity that can happen. However, a lot of it falls apart. And there are multiple different sets of reasons as to why that could possibly be. Some of it could be like there's just not enough, or people are too busy, or like there's not enough cast members, or blah blah blah. And we ourselves have struggled with that fact, and with these struggles a lot. Our Even with Sweeney Todd, like we've had about 10 different actors drop out. We've had times where just rehearsals we don't get anything done. But the thing is, like, what happens is people tend to give up. When things go bad, people give up. And that's one thing I want to urge everybody not to do. Because who knows what you might be able to accomplish if you just keep pushing forward. And if you give up, you're never able to see where you might have gone. And that's like one thing it's a kind of sad fact about Rec Room Theater and departments and stuff like that. A lot of theater departments fail, some fall apart. I mean, like, I'm sure Naz can attest to that because there was a theater organization they were in that kind of fell apart very quickly.
Yes.
It's just
Yes. Yes,
a
I can
lot of
attest.
different aspects of theater, a lot of different things go into making a theater production. And it's a struggle, especially in Rec Room, to try and get everything under your control. And that's what causes a lot of productions to kind of fall apart at the seams at times. But there's still hope, because if you are ambitious, if you have a vision and you are willing to do anything for it, and you are not willing to give up, that's when you're able to make something special. That's kind of how we were doing with Hadestown. Like, things were starting to go really bad, and then we decided to work our butts off and put a lot of effort into Hadestown, and that's what got us so successful. I mean, even before Hadestown, even before Sweeney Todd, there were months of planning. Like, with Sweeney Todd, we planned that show out about 3 months after we finished Hadestown, and there was just a lot of planning that went into it before we even sent out the form that allowed people to audition. And one thing, that's a great segue, another thing is, how do you get actors? Well, how do you get actors? With our department, what we like to do is we tend to call people who were in our past productions back into our future shows. So, like, people who have proven themselves to be reliable, people that have proven themselves to be a good person
Mature person?
for the department. Just someone who can benefit the department. We call them, and we get a few people from that. And then what we kind of did is we sent out a Google form, like, to our entire Discord server, which you can join. There's a link in the back, hint hint. We sent out, like, a Google form to people, and we got responses, of course, and that brought some people on, and that was okay, I guess. One thing we did do that was newer was auditions, and auditions are a little we were a little iffy with it because we've done auditions before that didn't really go well. However, with other auditions we've done, at least more recently, we've been able to get quite a few people to be able to join through the audition method and stuff like that. But with all that out of the way, does anyone else have anything they would like to add before we move on into the technical
Quick thing.
aspect?
We don't
I
have much
forgot
time
this a
left,
while ago.
Soundwave.
I'm now going to think about this.
No, it's an hour and a half.
So,
Oh, is it an hour and a half? Okay, it's fine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
What have
go
I
ahead, give
forgotten?
us the next one.
I've forgotten something. Crap. Oh, I remembered. Okay,
He
so,
remembered.
I'm so sorry. So, like Naz was saying earlier, keep jumping the hurdles. Even if your horse breaks its leg, it still can heal.
True.
Yeah.
Very true. Oh my gosh. If you pop the tire, you can just fill it back up again.
Anyways,
Yeah.
Anyway,
So
chill.
things
Mm.
can happen, but as long as you keep going, keep persisting, you can accomplish anything you set out to do. Now, how about we move into the technical aspects. These are our circuits for both of our tech boards. The one on the left is Sweeney Todd. The one on the right is Hadestown. That is how chaotic these circuits are. So we will have KK, go ahead and start. I'm sorry, I'll let you talk in a minute. We'll have KK talk about circuits, followed by airline, and he will talk about building sets and props and stuff like that. So KK, go ahead. Yeah, we did.
We did. Yep.
Huh? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But with circuits, I am not a builder person or a circuiteer person myself. Um, with circuits, there's a lot of things that go into it. A lot of different things, and it is really chaotic. I dropped my hands for a second, but circuits, they're an entirely different thing, but you need to have things that hook up with lighting. You need to have things that hook up with different set pieces and props and curtains and lighting and lighting and lighting. And there's a lot of circuitry that goes into making a Rec Room Theater production. Um, and so if you're planning on starting your own production, I know Airline will probably talk about this a little. Well, actually, no, he won't because he does a lot of stuff by himself. But get a build team. Get a group of people together to help and build collaboratively. Because if you have one person trying to build trying to do everything, it will not only stress the person out, but it may not be half as good, or it won't give as much of an opportunity for different ideas and things like that. Now, Airline, I can tell you're laughing because you find that very hilarious, don't you? Well, says the person who uses Tube and does everything by himself. So Airline, go ahead. I will disagree with all of your opinions.
I'm sorry. Yeah, okay, I do stuff for myself. It's stupid, but I do. My view of quality is quite narrow. I am weird, I agree. So, um yeah. So, we okay. So, I have a few things I want to talk about. So first off, this was our Hades Town gadgets. Um, I don't do gadgets often. I do design. Um, when I do gadgets, don't take it out of context. When I do gadgets, I'm not great at it. So stuff gets messy, stuff doesn't look right like this. It's not meant to look like that. Um, yeah. So, something I want to talk about the tech board is each tech board is planned out on a separate website, and then we export it into Rec Room via this share screen that we kind of trace on, so it allows us to get better organization. That is really helpful. If you can find a way to plan out your tech board to make it usable and just not happy, you can make it just usable and like well communicated, your tech crew will be able to communicate with your actors so much better, allowing for such a better performance. This is a really bad example because this was organized horribly. Our tech Zoran, which is in our instance with us, can tell you that everything was labeled with something entirely different. Like like to turn lights on, it would be like BFG or some weird thing like that that didn't correlate any way, and I kind of just had to memorize it. And I'm so sorry for you, Zoran. Um, but as we got further into our show, and actually, quick thing, sorry. We also have this, which is something we did for Hades Town, which we had never done before. Which we've still never done, which was our lighting. We can no longer do this because of broadcasting events, but we use Megapen to actually assist with things on stage, to assist with stage movements, and swing the lights back and forth, which you can see on our YouTube. Another thing with stages that we've never done before, which we love, is you can see for this everything is a lot better organized, so it looks more like spaghetti from this view. We were able to better communicate with our actors. We actually were able to put a share screen into the tech board, which allows our actors to, this is a wonderful segue, like you said. It allows our actors to see a document full of tech notes and the script telling them exactly what to do, thing by thing, which if you do a production, giving your tech crew a set of tech notes is just massively helpful. You can plan out your entire show with the actors and choreography staff and just get everything in a nice and neat and wonderful way to make everything collide and perform
Airline likes
beautiful
nice and neat
thing.
things. Be like airline.
I'm not very neat, but I do like when tech boards are neat. You can go on if you want.
What?
Um,
Yeah.
sorry.
KK airline. Anything else you want to talk about?
No.
Nothing. All right.
Oh, actually, wait,
Well.
sorry. Quick
Wow.
thing.
Okay. Go ahead.
I know, I'm so sorry, I'm mean.
No, you're good.
Quick thing. So when we switch, you can actually see this is in CV1 and this is in CV2. So, during the show of not Hades Town, during the show of Sweeney Todd, we brought on a new techie, which we used to switch us from CV1 to CV2. So CV1 is a lot buggier in a lot of ways. It's not as reliable. It breaks constantly. It's weird. It's not logical. It's just a mess. When we're able to go into CV2, everything is more logic-based, and we're able to do a lot more. We're just
Yeah.
able to do more. I mentioned this earlier, but a huge example is we have a chair in the very back of our stage that can recline and send a person down a shaft. We would never be able to do this with CV1, but we're able to take the ID of the person in the chair and use the ID to transport them to different places on stage when they go down that shaft, allowing us to literally fling them in from off stage,
Yeah.
as well as other things, which is just amazing how we're able to do. And then the entire tech board and selection system is just unheard of. We would never be able to do that without it. Yeah, no, it would not be possible or even
Yeah.
practical. So, yeah, it's
All
lovely
right.
switching to CB2.
Well, we've talked a lot about technical aspects, and like we said, if you have any questions about acting or technical aspects, we'll have a Q&A session in a little bit. We have another
I'm hungry
topic we
now.
would like to talk about, and that is, drumroll please, how to promote your production, your plays, your this, your that. And
do in VR. This is what VR can do. This is
Yeah.
how you can. This is how productions can advance in the future.
Yeah.
Being able to show them visual evidence that, hey, this is what you can do. This is what This is how you can do it. It's amazing.
Yeah. Anything else? Or are we good? All right. KK, you're our video person. Do you have anything you'd like to add? Yeah. All right. So now is the moment you've been waiting for, or one of the moments, question time. So if you have a question about how we run things with our department, how you do your own individual things, anything about VR theater, now is your chance
And
to
please-
ask. We cannot hear you. So please use your watch chat, which is right over here, by looking at your wrist on your watch hand. And we'll try and answer as many questions as we can. If we don't get to all of them, we apologize.
Also,
Oh, no.
please do not
Not the-
leave,
not-
It's
not our-
it's owner exclusive. Owner exclusive.
Right.
Why? Just why not?
Um,
Can y'all do the
eventually we'll
speaking
be
points and if
coming.
y'all do the singing yourselves?
Eventually we will
Okay,
come.
so okay, VTR's got a good question. If we do the speaking part, so we literally have all the audio from the musical downloaded from like Amazon or YouTube, wherever we get it from,
I forgot
and
to
then we
talk
play it
about
for
that.
a bot, and then we will just kind of just dance or talk to it. We don't actually speak.
Yeah.
We don't actually
Like we-
sing. We just kind of act with it. Yeah, good question.
Like we
Yeah.
said, it's a fan dance and design production, which essentially means it's fan created. We use our own choreography, our own lighting, our own designs, and we mix.
However,
that
the audio is
Um,
from the actual
okay,
musical.
The next
However,
one-
I would like to talk about that real quick. I'll make it very quick. That does not mean you should like shun away from not having actual speaking parts or actual people singing. That is actually a really effective tool. We personally choose not to do it. However,
although
if you do it, that is a really cool idea.
I
and,
will
yeah.
say that recently we have attempted to rewrite a song from the Book of Mormon and
Yeah.
someone to perform it in the rec center. It did not turn. It wasn't amazing, but it did open up a new avenue for us that we may consider going down in the
Yeah.
future.
I think
right.
in that sense though, no offense to Odd because you pulled it off, but I feel like he was just like needing more confidence in his performance. I feel like if we had
Yes, he had-
somebody,
I mean,
more
we gave
confident,
him
that would
30
definitely
minutes of
be.
prep, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
All
we
right.
also got we got paid. We
No.
we kind of get paid in, so we big announcement at the end. I'm not gonna say what, but we get tokens from like rooms and stuff. So if people donate to us via rooms that we have,
Yeah.
obviously we get paid for that.
Those are entirely optional, and you never have
Completely
to
optional,
actually
yeah.
pay.
Yeah.
We
We
don't
don't-
force you to
we-
pay. We don't.
We get paid through word of mouth and being recognized. That's how we get paid.
Yeah.
We get paid
Yeah.
by sharing the love. Yo, that what mine does.
Yeah, we share the
Yeah,
love.
yeah. Yeah. So
also,
it's just
as
body
in-
sinking. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes. As a note as well, before everyone leaves, we do have something that we're going to do after the questions, so don't do that.
Yes,
we
we
have
have
a big important thing.
We have some very big
Multiple,
important
actually,
announcements about the future of this department. So stay tuned.
One of them are literally
And
under the
no,
ground.
they're not on about the Book of Mormon song. They're on about asking if they could break into our house and murder us.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Nicholas,
much
we don't
do
get
you
paid.
pay?
We get paid
We do
by
not pay
making
our
other people
actors.
happy.
We
We
do
get
not get
paid by
paid,
making you
yeah.
happy. I've seen the smiles on your
Yeah.
faces. We don't see the smiles on
Yeah.
your faces.
Yes.
But by
No.
imagining we
We-
can see the smiles on your faces. That's how much
The
we get
joy
paid.
we bring is payment enough.
Exactly.
All right, I see
Yes.
people aggressively typing, so continue to type.
Yes, continue.
Have y'all
Yes, because you
have-
named yourself
Yes.
after my after hours. Fight me. Anyway. Yeah, you were named after mine. You were named after mine. Don't even. Yeah.
The shade.
I know.
The shade.
Who are you? Okay,
No, that's
actually a good
okay.
question. We are the record.
Also, no self-promotion in off panel. Make your own panel.
We do.
Make your own panel,
music,
VTL.
theater, and record.
No self-promo.
Who we are.
Yeah.
Ugh,
Other questions? Anything? Literally anything.
I've
Can I
pissed
take
off my
me
Give
some
a,
family
voice?
if we get it
Uh-oh.
if we get at least one
No.
good question, I will do a tap dance routine.
If we get one good question, I'd
it.
give that person.
Okay, it's not you.
by a panelist, not by a panelist, by a guest.
We had one.
We getting sponsored by
Um,
Rec.
I
In a
wish.
sense, Jack,
Technically,
you'll
yes,
see
and
in a
technically,
moment.
no.
You'll see in a moment. No theater
Yeah.
department is sponsored by Rec Room. Maybe Prim kind of.
True.
Prim is not necessarily sponsored by Rec Room, but they do a lot of their work in association with Rec Room.
Yeah.
What is your favorite
And
you
part
will see
in a
of being
moment
an
that we might
RTD?
do
That is
something
a
similar.
really
That's a good question. Yeah.
Wait, what
Should we
was
go
the
through and
question?
just everyone answer it once?
Yeah, let's answer that individually.
Okay, who's going
Oh,
first?
okay. Yeah, that's big.
Cool, I'll go first then. Okay, so my favorite part is meeting new people and having fun and new experiences, new people, new musicals, vibing with the people and hanging out with my guys, your fun universe.
Yeah.
This
My
is our
guys.
boy.
Yeah, my boys.
All right.
And
Caroline.
yeah.
This is okay. So, like I said, I've been doing musical theater since the first ever musical in Rec Room, the Hamilton Project, and I love just seeing how everything advances and how people are so passionate about their craft and how that can correlate with all sorts of visual things and just how everything just eventually comes together to form a wonderful group of people doing a wonderful show. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, also, I
Um.
love a boy. This is one of my favorite things about musical theater. Is right here.
Yes.
Having this thing of him is lovely.
KK, what's your favorite part of being in RTD? It's getting sent to the Shadow Realm. Oh my god. Enough with the Soundwave body pillow. My favorite part about being in RRTD is definitely being able to collaborate with a bunch of people who are passionate about theater and being able to put together something that's really, really special. That's probably my favorite part.
I do want to
another-
add on to a bit to my answer, but real quick. Keep yours in mind. I do want to add on real quick though. Is for me personally, when you choreograph a song and then the actors do it exactly as you wanted them to do it, and they go for the whole song like perfectly as you imagined
Oh,
it,
yeah,
and you
so
just see it
satisfying.
there in front of your eyes, it just makes you smile. It's just so nice to watch and just to see.
Oh crap!
Oh
I
my
put
god.
that on. It doesn't show up in any
Anyway.
of the other instances. It's fine. It's only in this one.
That's beautiful.
That was a mistake. No.
Doesn't he
No.
look beautiful, guys? I want you to give them
Keep
more anime
it.
stuff. It's
Okay,
beautiful.
something
Yes,
I
someone
wanna
took
add.
pictures.
Make it go viral. Make it go viral.
Something I want to add is that in our shows, during Sweeney Todd, we had a dance scene where people were meant to like, do a jazz square with each other, and I think we cut it sadly, which I'm mad
Yeah.
about.
Mhm,
And
yeah,
we just talked
yeah.
about that. But
'Cause
we
there are
had
no
that, and the
feet.
actors were doing that so perfectly, and it just melted my heart to see that.
Mhm.
I saw another really good question. That was what got us into RRTD. For me, an airline was already running his own theater department. It was kind of in a low point. We met and talked after RetCon, and we met through a acting group called the Orange Bucket Acting Troupe, which was the first acting group in Rec Room. And that's how we met, and we kind of talked back and forth a little, and we formed the department. That's how I got into RRTD. Naz?
Okay, so this is a long story. You sure want to do this? No, yeah. So I actually came in at the Percy Jackson Lightning Thief. I was
Make it short.
at this point. Okay, I was at this point where I'm just going around like a random events, and one random event was some kind of audition event. I don't remember what it was, but then I did the rehearsal, and it was awful. I absolutely hated it. The rehearsal was terrible. The choreography was terrible. It was literally just music and being told to go do stuff. Awful, awful, but I'm glad you learned from it. And then I like kind of disappeared for a bit, and I came back when I heard about the Hadestown stuff. I like disappeared, went to other clubs, came back, and then I kind of stuck around since Hadestown and just kind of grew from there.
KK.
Don't be tricked.
We're saying what got us into.
How'd you get
like,
into
the first department.
RRTD?
I'm like the Grinch.
Go
All
back to your
right.
basement.
So, does anyone have any final questions before we move into sneak peeks for some of our future
Do you
that
have a
we're
dad?
doing?
Someone asked.
Do I have
No.
a
We're not
dad?
gonna
I
answer
haven't
that.
had
I
yet.
don't. I do have a dad. I do have a dad.
I have a wonderful one. Okay.
No,
Oh,
that was me, but
Enemy,
Here-
I
here-
with
here's
no
the thing.
legs.
Here's the thing. We don't have legs, so there's no tap dance.
no.
Anyways,
no, wait.
Tap
are
them
You
y'all
need your
ready?
hands.
No.
Sorry.
Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready to see
Yeah.
sneak previews of what we have next? There's some really cool stuff, guys.
There is.
Wow, there is no
You're
energy
gonna
in the
love this.
crowd. Wow.
I know.
Dang.
Woo!
So sad.
Where is
No,
the
this
energy,
actually-
people? Come on. Where
wanted
is
to
that
say that-
energy?
So, okay. I want to say that one
Okay,
of these
say.
things is something that I've been meaning
I'm
to
loving it.
do
I'm loving it.
for almost 2 years now, and I
Yeah.
really am happy that we did it after 2 years of meaning to do it.
Yes.
Mhm.
All
So-
right. So our first thing is, well, we have this slide, but our first big major announcement, ladies and gentlemen, is Linus roasting on an open fire. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Look at the audience.
Our real announcement, ladies and gentlemen, we have a duck. Wait, what? A duck? A duck? What?
Why did we do that
so,
one? Why do you keep
In
putting
all,
Henry
in
into
all
this?
seriousness, though, KK, sit down. Ladies and gentlemen, the Rec and Theater Department, we are
You guys
very
are
happy
happy
to
about the
announce
duck.
this. It's been 2 years in the making, ladies and gentlemen. We are, ladies and gentlemen, the Rec Room Theater Department is having a new lobby coming out after this panel. The newest lobby for the Rec Room Theater Department
Button.
comes out today.
Press the button.
I will not press the
Mhm.
button. Actually,
press the
no, I
button.
will press the button because
Press the
this is
button.
major. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an
Ta-da!
event that is going live directly after this panel that will take you to the event for our new opening. What's different? Okay, if there's just button spam. I'll bring the button down back up once we're done. But what makes this department different, or what makes this new lobby different? I swear. Please stop pressing the
Turn
button.
the sounds down. Simon, just turn your sounds down.
Yeah.
Just turn your
Okay.
sounds down.
Now, what
That's what
makes
I've done.
this new lobby different? Well, in this new lobby, you have access to every single Rec Room Theater Department stage. Every past, present, we are holding back the future.
Even the bad one.
But we are having the Hamilton, the Hamilton thing, the thing that started this department will be available for you to see. We have a mini stage and lounge area. Kind of think of a small comedy club or something like that. That is on the second story. It's really cool. Y'all are going to love it. We have an interactive 36 questions game based off the musical 36 Questions.
And also
It's a
just
good
the
game.
36 questions in general.
Yeah, it's the 36 questions, but it's a good way to build relationships with your friends. Good way to find out things
Whether
about each
romantic
other.
or platonic.
We have a new event lobby that is coming soon. We are reserving it for what you are about to see next. And this is a new clubhouse spawn. So if you join our club and decide to set our club as your spawn point, this is the room you will spawn in. We're
There's a
really
button in
excited
the
for
back of
this.
the
There's a
theater to do
lot.
so.
Yes, there's a bunch of really cool stuff that we're really, really excited to bring in with this new lobby. Some events
Yes.
we're thinking possibly open mic nights might be hosted here. A lot of things are going to come from this. So we ask that you please visit the room, spread it amongst your peers, your friends, get as many people into the room as possible. Bring them all. We're excited to see them. Can we add sandwiches to the new lobby? That's a good idea.
We'll see
but
how
I will
much
sadly-
Rec Room expands the ink. If we get the ink expanded enough, we will add sandwiches. That is a Naz
Yes.
guarantee.
If we did
Now,
access
another
into
thing.
the-
Another thing that I forgot to say is we have a new point system. This new point system allows you to spend time in the room, to interact in the room, in the sub-rooms as well. And when you do that, you're able to get points, you're able to get your name up on a leaderboard, but you are also able to go ahead and you are able to purchase access to costumes And
Actually,
in
I would love to
addition,
add on
you're
to that.
also able to fly throughout the room as well as get access to the stage.
Yeah,
Airline,
so
do you want to talk about the event?
so
Or
the
the
point
new
system we
lobby?
have is really good for moderation, especially. So you can basically every minute you spend in a room, you get free points. Then you can use the points to be able to get access to go into the stage. Once you're on stage, you have a higher voice roll off where you can interact with everyone around you. And you can also buy tickets to go into our smaller shows and such. For those smaller for those smaller shows, it will be broadcasted possibly. We don't know yet. We're going to talk about that later. But we have shows that might be broadcasted, and for events that we cannot personally be in the lobbies, having a ticket system like that, where the more time spent in the room, the more points you're having and points allowed to buy tickets, allow us to allow us to do moderation kind of by just seeing how
Yeah.
long you're in the room. You can also technically buy the points, which support us, but I mean, we don't
Yeah.
suggest that as much as just
We're not
waiting in the
making you
room.
spend all your money. Please don't.
No, but yeah, it's really good for moderation, and we're happy. We're happy to
Yeah.
have that. Another thing
All
for the new
right.
lobby.
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry, I know you want to go
No,
to the next
no,
thing.
it's okay. I'm
I
excited.
know.
Just go ahead. Go ahead.
Ah,
Airline, get out of the void. Get out of the void,
I
airline.
know. Okay, I love this pillow, and I'm gonna move away from it for a moment. So something else with the new lobby is, this is like the pinnacle of our design. We've had 3.5 years to enhance what we do, how we do, etc. This is our newest thing. We've done things that we've never done before, like terrain. I'm horrible at terrain, so we were able to commission someone to help do terrain. And there's some terrain outside I helped with a little bit, and there's rain. We've never even attempted rain before. It's there.
Yeah.
It's an entirely
There's a new
system I've
soundtrack
never
to the
done.
lobby. There's new music
Yes.
in the lobby.
Yeah. We also have these
Don't
doors over
spoil the
here are going to
Easter egg.
take you to the event lobby. We'll talk about that later and what that is.
Yes.
But yeah, and then actually something that we love and we encourage people to do, and if you post a video of this on YouTube, I swear I will pay you with boxes of 5 stars or 4 stars or whatever. We have a beginning of a song, specifically "You Will Be Found" from Dear Evan Hansen, plastered across this railing. And you can play that on a piano and get that song. Or there's also a little
Yeah.
snippet from Hadestown right there, which we love, and we love to have that as just a little reference out.
All right.
Um,
So, we thank you guys for sticking around. Are you guys ready for the biggest surprise of the Rec Room Theater Department? Are y'all ready? I want to see the energy. I want to see it in chat. I want to see it in the room. I want to see
Even
energy.
bigger duck.
Okay,
Better
that's
than the
cool.
duck, guys. Cool.
It's
see
better than
jumping.
the duck.
That's good.
I
Yeah.
don't
It's
see
a
the
giant duck
chat. There we
slide.
go. More. Give us your
Gonna take my pick.
energy. Give
Give
us
us
your
the
subs, your
drums.
cheers, everything. All right.
Jack's just
Wow.
going whoop whoop. I love
Okay.
that.
I mean, what? Oh gosh, what is this?
It's very bright.
Yeah, it's very bright. It's really interesting.
Mm.
Well,
Mm.
I guess coming in 2023, we are expanding our department into the music industry with the Good Faith Project. Now, what is the Good Faith Project? We are recreating a live show by EDM artist Maddion. He has created an incredibly interesting production. And it allows for a lot of visual aspects, a lot of really cool things. And we are excited to bring it back into Retcon, or not Retcon, we're excited to bring it into Rec Room. There have been musical recreations before, not to throw shade on any of them, but ours is going to be better. And why is it going to be better? Well, this is a partnership with the Rec Room broadcasting team. We are officially partnered with devs and Rec Room staff members. This will give us access to the video player as well as broadcast technology, which allows us to present extremely detailed visuals. I am currently undergoing the process of audio editing as well as visual editing. And trust me, guys, it is going to blow your minds. We still have a long way to go. There are a lot of different aspects we're waiting on, including visuals, building, things like that. There are a lot a lot of things that are going to go into making this event what it's going to be, and we want to make it as good as possible. So that is going to require a little time. So we just ask for your patience in these next few months. What we may do, this is a consideration, just based on timing. I can't give an accurate date. There's a lot of aspects, but what I would love to do is debut the show at next year's RockCon. Now, that's not necessarily guaranteed. So we ask that you please stay tuned, but we are bringing a groundbreaking concert experience to Rec Room. And one thing is, with this concert experience, we are bringing an event lobby into the Rec Room Theater Department. Now, this is where you can find the duck. The duck is in this lobby. This is where, hopefully, when a lot of our future events happen, you'll be able to travel through these doors down here into the stage or into something like that. And this will be released in conjunction with the Good Faith projects. So it's going to be a little bit of a wait until both these things come out, but this is a really cool, exciting thing. We are so happy to be able to do. We have a poster right here, drawn, done beautifully by Airline, and we're excited to partner with a lot of the dev team in Rec Room to be able to bring this to life. Well, I guess that is it, everybody. Oh God, what happened? What happened?
Wait for me.
There we go.
It does.
Thank you guys
one
so
more
much
thing.
for attending. Oh, Airline, come on.
Sorry.
Yes.
I
No.
know,
Speak.
I'm quiet. Okay, so the one more thing I would like to go over before we
I know.
this is so something we've never attempted to do before, which we're attempting to do this year, is Rec Room recently released a hex code system. So for our new lobby and for the Good Faith project, every single color you see is a hex code. Absolutely nothing is one of Rec Room's standard colors, which allows us to have a lot more variety. I was about to say Viagra, but that's not right.
Variety.
Yeah. But yeah, it allows us to do a lot more and see a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, to the world we dream about and the one we live in now.
Yeah,
Can't wait
well,
to see you next year at RecCon.
we
Can't
can-
wait to see you in our shows.
Yeah, we're going to be back next year. Thank you guys so much for attending. We know there are a lot of different panels going on. There's one with Nathy. There was an ink thing. That's a
Oh.
very good question.
Oh.
That recently came out. So with
I can
the
talk about
Unity
that if you
editor,
want.
we might possibly incorporate that. We are not sure
So,
yet. That is
Actually, let me talk about that. A little
Yeah,
bit. I'm
of
sorry.
course.
One more thing. That's a really good question. So, yeah. So, I've requested access to the Unity thing. I'm sure KK has as well. I'm currently in the process of learning Blender and Unity. That's gonna take a while, and I'm not excited about it. But hey, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. But
Yeah.
but yeah, we might start doing things with Unity and Blender as we continue growth. Right now we're all Rec Room based, and I love Rec Room so much. But as we grow, our demands might require that.
Yeah.
Yes, the goose will grow
Yes.
fat. But yeah, it's gonna be really nice. Someone actually mentioned sandwiches earlier, and one of our first tests, if we ever get access to it, might be putting a sandwich into the lobby using Unity.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
Yeah. So
Well,
yeah, we definitely will grow and use technologies and hopefully.
Yeah. Well, everybody, I'm going to put this down momentarily. Thank you guys so much for coming out to our event. We really hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to stand up here. Give me a minute. Thank you guys so much for showing up. This was a really, really great event. We hope you guys learned a lot from our experiences, and we hope you can apply these to your own experiences. And we thank you guys so much for coming out. And we are the Rec Room Theater Department. Now give us your cheers, your subs, give us your souls. We want your souls. Give us your souls. now.
Photo time! Come on, play for a photo.
Photo
We'll get a
time.
photo.
Yeah. Bow.
Alan, come on.
No, wait,
Yeah,
wait.
come on, y'all.
I don't have makeup pen. That's sad. I was gonna get the body pillow.
Come
Fine.
on, come over here.
Airline. The body pillow can wait. Alright,
Let's
here
make
we
sure, yeah, make
go.
sure there's a gap so we can see these people.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Thank you guys. 3, 2, 1. That's beautiful. Nobody's frowning.
Nice.
Everyone's
This has
happy.
been fun, guys.
Well, thank you guys so much for coming out. We know there was a lot of other
that
things that you
Pirelli?
could have attended. Yes, it is. There's a lot of other things that you could have seen, a lot of other places you could have gone, but you chose to attend our event. And thank you guys so much for doing that. Our Discord link is at the back of the theater or the panel room, as well as our website. So feel free to check those out. Feel free to
Oh,
join our
the
Discord.
event is starting, guys. The event's starting. Go see
Alright,
the
the
lobby.
event
Go
is
see the new
starting.
lobby. It's starting right now.
The new lobby
It's
is
The lobby
starting.
gun. Yeah, that
The
one right
button is
there.
being
This one right here.
raised.
Go, go,
This
go
one
have
right
fun.
here.
Go.
Go to the event. Go to the lobby.
Go
Go
to
to
it.
the
You
lobby.
got this.
Let's go.
What is going on?